Hello everyone, welcome again in another revision video for grade 10 advanced. In this video I will be solving with you in term 1 exam academic year 2019 and 2020. So let's go first of all to the multiple choice questions. At the beginning you are having systems of equations, and these systems of equations you are having 2x plus 5y equal to 10, and another one 20 plus 10y equal minus 4x. So first of all you need to organize this. 2x plus 5y equal to 10, then move this to the other side and the 20 to this side. So it will be 4x plus 10y equal minus 20. So in general, whenever you would like to solve such a system, you can think of eliminating x, but you need to multiply everything by minus 2. So your new equations will be minus 4x minus 10y equal to minus 20. And here you are having 4x plus 10y equal to minus 20. As it is, you didn't change it. So whenever you would like to eliminate the x, you will be adding these two equations. Now let's continue our solution here. So if you added minus 4x plus 4x, it is 0. Minus 10y plus 10y, it is 0. That means this side is 0. So minus 20 plus minus 20, it will be minus 40. And the 0, it's not equal to minus 40. That means you are having no solution here. You are having two parallel lines. And whenever you do not have any solution and they are parallel lines, you can call them inconsistent. That's it. Now let's go to this question. Question 2. Which graph shows the solution of the system of inequality? First of all, you are having one of them y less than or equal, and the another one without equal. That means one of the lines should be solid, which is this one, and the other line should be dashed. Let's write the slope of this. It is 2, and here the slope, it is 1/3. Let's write the y-intercept. Here you are having 0 and 3. Here you are having 0 and 5. And from here, you can start cancelling. At the end, you can compare the shaded area. So first of all, let's see A. A will show you that the dashed line will be having here 0 and 3, and the solid line will be having 0 and 5. So he made the opposite for you. That means option A is wrong. Now, let's go to option B. Option B will be showing you the solid line having intercept of 0 and 3 and 0, 5. That means from the perspective of the y-intercept, it is right, and from the slope, it is shown that if you calculated it, rise over run, it is right. Now, let's check C and D. All of them will be having right y-intercept and right slope. The difference between B, C, and D is the shaded area. So let's think of it. Whenever I'm giving you y is less than or equal from 2x plus 3. So the shaded area should be below the line. not above. And you can check also using the test point 0 and 0. If it is a solution, you will be shading the place of 0 and 0. If it is not a solution, you will be shading the opposite direction of this. So let's check this one. Here it's shown that it is above. Here it's shown that it is above and there is no intersection. So D, you have to exclude it from the beginning. And now look at this. That means we excluded C and D. Now let's check this one. So here it's clear that it was shaded like this. Then it was shaded for the other line below, and later they took the intersection of the blue and the orange, and later this is your feasible region. So B is the answer. Let's go to this question. You are having two matrices and he's asking you to have 3A minus B. So let's perform the operation. 3A minus 2, 0, 2, 3 minus 1 and 4. So it is a scalar multiplication minus B. 1, 3, 0, minus 4, 2, minus 1. That means, first of all, we have to multiply by 3. So it will be minus 6, 9, 0, minus 3, 6, 12. Then you can do one thing. If you don't want to do the subtraction, you can directly change it to plus and distribute the minus. This is one of the things. If you would like to keep the subtraction, then it is up to you. So if we convert it to plus, and we will flip or change the signs of whatever inside this matrix. So in general, if I would like to change the signs, minus 1, minus 3, 0, 4, minus 2, and 1. And when you add them, just to check the dimension, they should be having the same dimension. Then you can add minus 6 plus minus 1, directly it is minus 7. 9 plus minus 3, 0 plus 0, minus 3 plus 4, 6 plus minus 2, 12 plus 1, which is 13. And this will go for option D. That's it. Now let's think of the inverse, and how can I find the inverse of a matrix? To find the inverse, you should know what is the rule of finding the inverse. So A inverse will be equal 1 over determinant of A multiplied by adjoint of A. Let's find the determinant of the 2 by 2. 3, 0, 5, 1. So multiply the diagonals, 3 by 1 minus 0 by 5. So it will be 3. Now let's find the adjoint of A. So the adjoint, it's all about, look at this diagonal, switch between the numbers. So it will be 1 and 3. Then go to this diagonal, change the sign, 0 and minus 5. Now multiply between them. So you will be having 1 over 3, 1 over the determinant multiplied by this adjoint. And if you multiply them, you will be having 1 over 3, 0, minus 5 over 3, and 1. And this will be your option C. So you can pause, solve it, and check with me. So he's asking you which quadratic function will be having minimum of x equal 3 or at x equal 3. First of all, he specified for you that you are having minimum value. So that means your graph will be pointing upward. That's why you are having here minimum. That means your A should be positive. So from the beginning, look at option C, cancel it. This is the first check. The second thing, I would like you to use the axis of symmetry equation minus b over 2a. So for each of them, A, B, and D, start finding. So for A, x is equal minus 6, 2, 1. So when you substitute and when you find it, it will be 3. Do I need to continue? No need. But if you would like, you can check. X here will be minus 3 and x here will be 3 over 2. That means your answer will be A. Let's go to the other question. Write a quadratic equation with the roots of, he gave you the root. So x is equal minus 3, x is equal 5. So let's learn a way that will be helpful for you. Whenever you would like to write a quadratic equation, that means you will substitute f of x with 0 equal to x minus x1, x minus x2. So 0 will be equal to x minus whatever he gave for you. X minus whatever he gave for you. And now it will be x plus 3, x minus 5. Use FOIL method. And after using FOIL method, you will be having x squared. This is the last answer, minus 2x minus 15 equals 0. And this will be your B. Let's go to this question. Now simplify. So whenever he is giving you numerator and denominator, always think that I don't want to have complex in the denominator. That means I should multiply by the complex conjugate up and down. And what is the conjugate? First of all, look down. 1 minus I, that means just to change the sign of the imaginary number. That's it. So multiply 1 plus I, 1 plus I. Your denominator now will be having A minus B multiplied by A plus B. And in general, this is A squared minus B squared. And the upper part, which is the numerator, you will be having normal FOIL method. So let's put it here, 2 plus I 1 plus I over 1 minus I, 1 plus I. So down, you will be having directly 1 square minus I square. And here you can use FOIL method. And after using FOIL method, it will be 2 plus 2I plus I plus I square. Now let's simplify it further together. So it will be 1 plus 3I over 2. And if you took the common denominator, it will be 1 over 2 plus 3 over 2I. Because you are having the I square minus 1 and the I square here minus 1. So this is one of the things that you need to remember. Like, there is an easier way. You can directly change the mode of your calculator into complex, and directly you can find it using the calculator. But I would like to give you all the ways, and you can choose whatever suitable for you. I would like you to understand from where the calculator gave you this answer. So this answer will be your D. Now, let's think of this question. Solve the inequality algebraically. So first of all, you have to think of what are the roots of this quadratic inequality if we are having it equal to 0. What are these roots? So again, whether you will be using mod 5-3 in your calculator, and there are different calculators, there will be different ways, or you can directly factorize and make the zero product property. So if you factorize it, it will be x minus 4, x minus 3 equal to 0. Zero product property, it will be x equal 4, x equal 3. Then this is only to find the roots. Then we should here go and graph the number line. So already your number line will be representative for x-axis. So imagine that you are graphing the x-axis only on the number line. So you will be having your 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's imagine here that your quadratic function or equation will be having a solution of 3 and 4. But pay attention that your inequality will not have equal. That means whenever you are drawing it, it will be dashed line. Also, your A is positive. That means it will be opening upward. So if you would like, you can just draw the number line, or you can make a simulation for yourself to understand. And this will be open circle. So this is only for you to understand. You can draw the quadratic function and it's pointing up with dashed line. Do not draw a connected line. Now, you must now color it or shade it. So imagine that you are having your y or your 0 is bigger than all of these. So you can change your 0 to y is bigger than x squared minus 7x plus 12. And I gave you a table previously, and you can use this table to color. Also, if you thought of it, it will be above. That means you will be coloring all this. That means your solution will be between 3 and 4. So your solution set will be between 3 and 4. And do I have equal? No, I do not have an equal. So it's something like 3 and 4. Whether you write it in this way or in the other way, so your answer will be C. Let's go to this question. State the leading coefficient of this polynomial. So the leading coefficient, you cannot find it until you use FOIL method and get the quadratic equation or the quadratic function. So after you use the FOIL method, you will be getting minus 6a squared plus 10a plus 24. So after doing this, you have to go to the first element, which is the leading coefficient of the quadratic term. And this will be your leading coefficient. Option D. Now, he is telling you if g of x is equal to 4x cubed plus 2x, find the value of g y cubed. That means he is putting for you a function and he would like you to substitute inside with the other function. So your x this time will be y cubed. That means you will remove each x and you will put y cubed here and there. Then it will be 4 power of a power 3 multiplied by 3 y to the power 9 plus 2 multiplied by y to the power of 3. And this will be your answer C. Let's go to this question. Use the degree and the end behavior to find the polynomial. So this is needing your understanding of the end behavior. First of all, let's look at how many times I'm having x-intercepts. Also, let's look at the end behavior. First of all, let's look at the end behavior. As x is going to infinity, my f of x will be going also to infinity. But when x goes to minus infinity, what will be happening to f of x? It will be going minus infinity. That means your end behavior different direction. And when it is a different direction, that means it is odd degree. And if you looked at the number of intersections or intercepts, it is 3. So it is an odd number already. Okay, so let's look at the end behavior and compare. Let's cancel some of the choices. So we have said that because I'm having end behavior different direction, that means I will be having odd degree function. That means let's look at option B. I'm having degree of 4, cancel. Degree of 2, cancel. So B and C are cancelled. Now, I'm having here degree of 3, degree of 3. So both of them are satisfying my solution because I'm having 3 roots and they are real. So I know that it is odd, and the 3, it is an odd number. But here I'm having A, or the coefficient is positive, and here I'm having the coefficient or the leading coefficient is negative. Let's see what is the difference when I have leading coefficient and what it will affect. So let's give an indication. So what it will be. So if I'm having x cubed, for example, only x cubed, how can I graph it if it is positive? So it will be looking like this. So your end behavior when x goes to infinity will be infinity, but when x goes to minus infinity will be minus infinity. But when you graph minus x cubed, the end behavior will be flipped. So this is one of the things that you need to pay attention about the effect of the leading coefficient. And in the description, I will be leaving for you an article to read about the effect of the leading coefficient and how it will be affecting your end behavior. Great. So now, let's see. After this explanation, here I'm having the normal behavior. Nothing flipped. That means your A must be positive. So your option is all about A. D option, your graph will look like something like here. It should be up, then down, then up again, something like this. So it should be up in general. So let's compare the effect of leading coefficient and leading coefficient here. What will happen when leading coefficient is negative, and what will happen when it is positive? And this is for the odd degree. This is for the odd degree. So when it is positive, it will be like this. X goes to infinity, f of x goes to infinity. X goes to minus infinity, f of x goes to minus infinity. But what will happen when it is negative? It will be flipped. X goes to infinity, f of x, or let me put a comma, f of x will go to minus infinity. As x goes to minus infinity, f of x will be infinity. And you can read the article that I will be putting the link for you about the effect of the leading coefficient on the end behavior. Now, he's asking you in this question, factor completely the polynomial. You are having x cubed minus 4x. So one of the most important things that you can notice is that I can get the x outside as common factor. So always think of the GCF. So I got it outside. So now I'm having x squared minus 4. Doesn't this remind you by a squared minus b squared, which is a minus b, a plus b? So you can take the square root of this, the square root of this, so it will be x minus 2, x plus 2. And this will be your option D. Now, your question 13. You are having f of x, x squared minus 4x, and g of x, x plus 2. He would like you to find g after f of x, g o f of x. So how can I read this? G of x after f of x, or f of x before g of x. So g and put inside your f of x. Now you will remove each x in the d of x and you will put your f of x. And if I did so, I will go to this x, I will remove it, and I will be putting my new x as the f of x. So let's do this. So it will be x squared minus 4x plus 2. That's it. And this is your option B. Now let's go to 14. We solved many questions together previously about the inverse. So now let's take it together. How can I solve such a question? Whenever you are having, find the inverse of the function f of x is equal 1 over 3x minus 4. First of all, you will put it as y equal 1 over 3x minus 4. Then switch between the x and the y. So put the x here, 1 over 3y minus 4. Then the other step is all about take the 4 to this side. So you will be having 1 over 3y equal to x plus 4. And now, what is the other? Whenever you would like to remove any fraction, just multiply by the flipped fraction. And because you are having binomial, you should put brackets. So y is equal 3x plus 4. So your f inverse of x will be, do the distributive property, 3x plus 12. And this is your option B. Now let's go to this question. Simplify the 8th root of 81 over the 6th root of 3. So let's choose the indication of whenever I'm having n here, a here, and b here. It will be like a power, b over a. So let's change it to powers. 81. And what is the power? It is having power of 1. What is the index? 8. Then here 3, 1 over 6. Now let's think of something to eliminate and to have a relation to. So the 81, if you thought of it, it's all about 3 to the power of 4 and to the power of 1 over 8. So just put it as it is. And keep this as it is. Equal to. Now, what you will be doing? It is power of the power. Multiply 4 by 1 over 8. It will be 3. 1 over 2. Then 3. 1 over to the power of 1 over 6. Now you are having subtractions of the power because the base is the same. That means 3 to the power of half minus 1 over 6. And this will be 3 to the power of 1 over 3. Now get it back again. Do vice versa. It will be the 3rd root of the 3. And this will be your answer of A. Now we were done already from the multiple choice questions. Let's now go to the open-ended questions. So the first question is that Mahmoud bought 1 liter of milk for 5 dirhams. 2 apples for 3 dirhams per apple. 4 loaves of bread for 1 dirham per loaf. 3 sweets for 2 dirhams per sweet. Now he would like you to organize this data into a matrix for items and another matrix for prices. So let's think of the items first. What are the items that he bought? First of all, we will take each item with the amount. So he bought milk. So let's organize it like this. I will think of a matrix that will organize the data for me. So here I will put the data for the milk. So I can use item. It could be I, for example. So the milk, he bought 1 liter. Now, let's go to the apple. So this is the other item. 2 apples. So this is for the apple. Now let's think of this. What he bought already. The loaves. So it's all about 4 here. Then lastly, sweet. And it is a 3. So what is the dimension of this matrix? You are having 1 row, 4 columns. Let's think of another matrix that it will be helpful for you for multiplication because you need to check the inner dimension. So let's think of another matrix for prices, which will be giving you 4 rows from the beginning. So prices, let's make it P. So I will make it like this. 4 rows and only 1 column. Great. Now let's think of the prices. Now for the milk. What was the price? You are having 5 dirhams. Now, for the apple, what was the price? 3 dirhams per apple. Okay, so here I'm having per loaf 1 dirham. Then lastly, per 1 sweet will be 2 dirhams. Great, so this is the price and this is the item. Now, let's use the multiplication. So first, let's check whether I can multiply or not. So I'm having 1 by 4, 4 by 1. Can I multiply? Yes. I checked the inner dimension. So your answer will be 1 by 1. And why he would like you to multiply? To find the total amount that he spent. So you already know that when you buy something like this, and with amounts, you will get only the final cost, which is 1 element. So when it is 1 element, that means you only need 1 row and 1 column, nothing more than this. So let's perform the multiplication IP, which like show you the total cost. 1, 2, 4, 3. 5, 3, 1, 2. And this will be equal to 1 multiplied by 5 plus 2 multiplied by 3 plus 4 multiplied by 1 plus 3 multiplied by 2. That means he will be paying 21 dirhams at the end. That's it. So because it is only having one element, so I will be putting it like this. And because it's having only one element, so when you put it in a matrix, your total cost will be one element like this, 21. That's it. So you can translate it directly to 21 dirhams. Okay, so this is your total cost T. Okay, let's go to this question now. Solve the system of equations using Cramer's rule. So pay attention directly to this rule. What you need to do is that look at this part. It changed directly into coefficient matrix. That means you will only focus on the coefficient. What is the coefficient of x? 1. Now look at the x. What is the coefficient? 2. What is the coefficient of y? 6. What is the coefficient of y? -3. That's it. And think of other thing, which is the constant matrix. The other numbers here, 4 and -7. And we have the variable matrix, which is x capital. It's all about x and y. So because we are having the x is our first variable, that means in Cramer's rule, you will be putting your value of x as numerator and denominator. And your denominator will be determinant of the coefficient matrix. But your numerator will be another determinant that you need to find. So first of all, because it is the first variable, that means you should take your constant matrix and replace the first column. Let's use the highlighter better. So write your new determinant, 4, -7, 6, and 3. The other column, -3, sorry. The other column, write it as it is. And your variable y, numerator and denominator, the denominator will be determinant of c, but your numerator will be different. So pay attention. Your variable y came the second. That means you should take the constant matrix and replace the second column. So let's now think of it. You will put 1, 2, and then you will remove 4 and -7. So let's take here a place to find the determinant of C. So what is our determinant of C? Which is 1, 6, 2, -3. You will be multiplying 1 by -3 minus 2 by 6. And this is will be giving you directly. Yes, please calculate it and take time to calculate it. It is easy. Yes, it is -15. So please pause and solve. Then you will be putting this in your denominator of this one and this one. Now your numerator, you have to find it again. 4 by -3 minus 6 by -7, which will be 30 over -15 That means your x is equal to -2. Then 1 multiplied by -7 minus 2 multiplied by 4. That means you are having -15 over -15. Your y, it's all about 1. So if you would like to put it as a coordinate point, so it will be your x and your y. That's it. So this is the Cramer's rule. Now, let's go to another question. Use a quadratic equation to find two consecutive even positive integers with a product of 120. So this is the number theory. You would like to have two consecutive even positive integers. So to think of it, 2 and 4 are even and positive. So consider this is your n. How many units you need to go to the 4 plus 2, right? That means to go from n, it will be n plus 2. So if you do not memorize it, or if you do not remember it, just try to understand it like this. And you need only two numbers. That means you will be stopping here. And you are having the product of 120. So it will be n multiplied by n plus 2. Because I don't know what are these two numbers, it will be giving you 100. Let me just erase this. It will be giving you 120. Great. Now, let's make the distributive property. So it will be n squared plus 2n equal 120. Move it to the other side. N squared plus 2n minus 120 equals 0. And now you can use the factorization. You will be getting your n1 is equal to 10. And your n2, not this one, I mean the values of x when you factorize, not the numbers, only the values of factorization. So you are having two n's now. And you have to choose between them. 10 and minus 12. So look at the rule. What he told you, he would like you to use positive. That means this is rejected. So now you got the first number, the first integer. You got that your first n is 10. What is the other number? N plus 2. That means 10 plus 2, which is 12. And if you check, 10 multiplied by 12 will be giving you 120. And at the same time, they are positive, they are integers, and they are even. And they are consecutive. That's it. Let's go now to this question. Write an equation for this parabola. And he wanted in the vertex form. So this is the key of your solution. You should know what is the vertex form. Y equal a x minus h all squared plus k. And you should know that this is your vertex. And whenever you are having a vertex 3 and 0, this will be your h and the other will be your k. And whenever he's giving you a point, this will be your x and y, 6 and minus 6. So now let's substitute to find the a. I will substitute directly with all the numbers one time. So minus 6 is your y, a is not known for you, x is 6, minus h, it is 3, all squared, plus 0. So you only needed to find your a, so you can write the equation again. So Let's now substitute further and simplify. A will be 3 squared. So your A will be multiplied by 3 squared. Then you can divide both sides and it will be minus 6 over 9. That means minus 2 over 3. So this is your A. Now, what he would like you to do, he would like you to write the equation, not only find A. So go and substitute. What is your A? Minus 2 over 3 x. What is your h? 3 squared. And you don't have k, your k is 0. So you can leave it as it is. That's it. Let's go to this question. Show that x minus 5 is a factor of x cubed minus 7x plus minus 7x squared plus 7x plus 15. Then find the remaining factor. Whenever he's asking you to do this, you will do synthetic division. So x minus 5, make it equal to 0. X is equal to 5. Then you will be starting your synthetic division. You will be having the 5 here, and now check the index form. Cubed squared to the power 1 to the power 0, nothing is 0. All of them are here. So 1 minus 7, 7 and 15. You will be putting your 1 down. And now start to multiply. You will be getting 5 added minus 2, multiply, add, multiply, and add. So this is your depressed polynomial. Here you are having the power of 3. Your depressed polynomial n minus 1. That means it is with the power of 2. So it will be x squared minus 2x minus 3. So if you would like to find the remaining factors, you will make it equal to 0 and factorize it further. So when you factorize it, you will be having x minus 3, x plus 1. So these are your factors already. So now let's write your answer. So your x cubed minus 7x squared plus 7x plus 15, and this is your remainder theorem. You will be writing all the factors. So x minus 5 multiplied by x minus 3 multiplied by x plus 1, and you do not have any remainder, so you can just leave it as it is. No remainder. And this will prove that it is a factor because you do not have any remainder. Now let's go to the last 3 questions in this exam. So you are given a function and he would like you to substitute and complete the table. So whenever you would like to complete the table, you need to substitute with these values. So let's see the numbers. So here, after substitution, it will be minus 3. Please take time to substitute. 5, 3, minus 3, minus 7, minus 3, and 15. So you should know how can you substitute and do this. Let's see now, how can I plot this? So you can grab a piece of paper to graph it by your own. So you would like to go to minus 3 and minus 3. So it is somewhere here. Then minus 2 and minus 5. Minus 1 and 3. So it is somewhere here. Okay. Oh, wait, sorry. Here is a mistake. Here it is -2 and 5. Pardon. So you are having -1 and 3, then 0 and -3, so somewhere here, for example. Then 1 and -7, let it be somewhere here. 2 and -3, 3 and 15. Your 3 to the 15. And now with connecting them, so I will be trying to be accurate using the line. So it will be something like this. Please graph it on your notebook so you can double check with me. It will be more accurate in your notebook. Now let's go to the other question. Determine the consecutive integer values of x between which each real 0 will be located. So of course, whenever you are having a change of sign, you can watch one of the videos. I told you how can you analyze the table and how can you analyze the graph of a polynomial. So look at the change of the sign. You will be noticing that you are having from the values here an x-intercept between here and there because you are having a change in the sign. So first of all, between x is equal -3 and x is equal -2. Now let's follow, it is all positive, then it is suddenly become negative between x is equal -1 and x is equal 0. Let's go. So it is all negative, then it is becoming positive. So it is between x is equal to 2 and x is equal to 3. And you can get it also using your table, and you can watch the video of analyzing the polynomials that I put previously. Now let's solve this together. So whenever you would like to solve the inequality, whenever you are having radical sign, whatever you need to do is that move this to the other side and keep it alone. So it will be 2x plus 2 less than or equal 4 directly. So in my previous video, I showed you how can you solve the absolute and how can you later reject the value, how can you put the domain. So from the beginning now, I will be finding the domain. You can watch the previous video. I will be finding the domain 2x plus 2 bigger than or equal 0. And you will be having your x is bigger than or equal -1 after solving this inequality. So whenever you would like to solve such a question, you will be squaring both sides. And when you square it, you will be getting absolute value, as I showed you in my previous video, less than or equal 16. And you will be having 2 cases to solve this. Please watch the video. So I will be solving the case which is important for me, 2x plus 2 less than or equal 16. And after solving this, your x will be less than or equal 7. You will be getting here a value, but you will be rejecting it because it will be out of the domain. So that means your solution will be including the domain and the value here, so it will be x such that x is bigger than or equal -1 and less than or equal 7. So if you would like to graph the number line to summarize the solution, so your value will be something like this, 0, -1. So it will be 1, or let's take it directly, 2, 4, 6, and 8. So your value of 7 will be somewhere here, and it will be having closed circle. Your -1, it is a closed circle, and the solution will be only between them. That's it. So I would like you to focus on this and watch the other video. Then, lastly, let's solve this question together. Simplify. So this is the last question in your exam. Simplify, and he is giving you these two multiplied expressions by each other. So, first of all, let's think of the 3 and the 2. Multiply them from the beginning, 6. And whenever you are having the same radical sign, A, B, you can just combine them together, A, B. So you can put it all together in 1/3 root. So 36 multiplied by -6 and x multiplied by x squared, then y squared multiplied by y to the power 4. Now I will be simplifying further. So this will be -216. Add the powers here, x cubed. Add the powers here, y to the power 6. So you can take each of them alone. And directly you can think of this one to make it a variable raised to the power of 3. So it will be y squared. So you can use your calculator to find this. It will be -6, and this is x, and this is all about y squared. So let's simplify further. -36x y squared. And this is the last question in the exam, the end of the video. We have solved together last year exam. So if you are having any question, please write for me in the comments, and wait for more videos, more exams, more revision for grade 10 advanced. Thank you so much. Have a great day.